All right, folks, welcome to Distorted Realities, episode 6. My name is Jay Rock, and right next to me is none other than Mr. Frank Walls.
What up, guys? How you doing today? Happy Memorial Day to all those people that have served in this beautiful Army forces, Navy, Space Force, Marines, all the armored forces that we have here in this beautiful country. Thank you for your service. We really appreciate that. And today we're gonna have a really, really nice program, and I hope you guys like it. Okay. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Remember that.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth. So while we're at it, let's go to the like and subscribe icon. You can click on like and subscribe. And just remember, your support is very much appreciated. And if you love the content, please join the chat. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Also, if you have anything you want us to discuss in future episodes, please feel free to just shoot us a message on the chat. With that being said, we have some announcements. So the first one is next week there will not be a live stream. We are working on enhancing our videos and adding a new segment, and that segment has to deal with horror, right? So we're gonna do 2-3 minute shorts of horror-based content using AI and new tools that we've acquired. The other thing is that we're working on our merchandising as well. So
Exactly.
So why don't you show them? Well, you're wearing one of the shirts.
You too, right?
Yeah. So unfortunately, my sling doesn't let you see it, but I have the Al Alex Distorted Realities official tee, and Mr. Frank Walls has the
Mapinguari.
the cryptid Mapinguari from Brazil.
Right
So
here.
that's what the shirt looks like. At some point later on, we'll provide all the details for how to get the merchandise. We also have new cups,
We're gonna have our own.
as you know. So
Or
ours
branding.
is slightly different. Yours will have cryptids on it. It'll have us with little text bubbles on top. You know, using some of our catchphrases or repeated phrases on the show. But yeah, we have a jam-packed episode. Things are gonna get interesting as the weeks progress. But rest assured, by the time the next week happens, you're going to see several new episodes of Rocking Out with J-Rock, Behind the Walls with Frank Walls.
What up?
New shorts from previous episodes 1 and 2 that we never got to show.
Sadly.
So you will still receive content on the interwebs. So yeah, fun-filled week. Again, you reiterated Memorial Day.
Yep.
Just want to salute all the people in the armed forces who put their lives on the line for our freedom and for the freedom of many others. You're highly valued and respected and honored. And,
Amen to that.
And we are where we are because of what you're doing. All right. So thank you so much, and Godspeed.
We
How was the week?
The week was very interesting. I went to a stand-up comedy show with my wife. It was really good, and always doing our research and stuff. You know how it is. We have to do a lot of research for you guys to watch the show and enjoy it. You know.
So we have a new local legend
Yeah,
on the cryptid section today.
that's from Puerto Rico. Yeah,
Puerto Rico.
it's called El Vampiro de Moca,
Interesting.
or the Moca Vampire. Moca is a place in Puerto Rico. It's like a town.
It's not a vampire that drinks coffee.
He drink your Bustelo, only Bustelo.
So yeah. So why don't you seg us away to the next segment called
The cryptid
Discoveries.
discoveries, cryptid discoveries.
All right. So cryptid discoveries.
Here we go.
All right, so cryptid discoveries. What do? We research cryptids, legends, myths, old lore about animals and creatures that exist throughout the world, and we handpick them to see which one fits our theme for the week. And we found a good one, for several good ones.
Yeah.
Some of them were very
Come see, come sign in French. you know?
yeah. It seemed like there wasn't a lot of information, but there was some interesting
Yeah.
details about it. So I just
I
figured
like them. I like them.
So let's start with the first one.
Yeah, the first one is the El Vampiro de Moca.
No, it's not.
No?
No, it's
No?
not. It's the Ningen.
The Ningen.
Yes. The Ningen is an aquatic creature that's spotted.
N-Y-N-G-E-N.
Ningen.
And I-N.
Yes.
Okay.
So Ningen, right? So it was sighted in Japan in the sub-Antarctic oceans in 2007 by a submarine. And then a diver recorded footage of it, and it was spotted there. Uh, what's interesting about it is that it's a humanoid-like creature with whale features,
Okay.
right? So it seemed to be pretty ginormous in relations to what they said they saw, and what the footage depicted. Uh, it's relatively slow moving. Nobody knows what it does, its purpose, its intention.
Apparently, it's really big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty big. Um, there's not much to go about it outside of it now becoming part of Japanese folklore.
Yeah.
So this is one of those new ones that became adopted right away. I don't know if there's any historical.
I got some information here from Wikipedia about it. It says that the legend surrounding the Ningen began in 2007 on a forum post of the Japanese online forum website, 2channel, which claimed that the members of a well-researched ship witnesses a creature as it surfaced near the ship of the Antarctic coast. Originally thinking it was a submarine, the crew went to take a closer look, but the submarine vanished into the waves.
Interesting. So yeah, the Ningen doesn't have a lot of detail outside of that, right? Like there's no history behind 2000. So
Wait, it was spotted on 2010. A Japanese chemical research company published a YouTube video showing the ocean life that they observed. Near the end of the video, a large creature with small eyes and large smiling slit-like mouth can be spotted lying on the ocean floor. So some people think that infamous Ningen was spotted.
so there's not much going on it. However, when we create these AI videos, we kind of play around with it and we try to create it as we imagine it to be. So just take it with a grain of salt when you see it. We still think the videos are great, but it's not exactly as described. There are some that kind of fit the bill.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go. So yeah, the Ningen. So with that being said, why don't you take us to the video?
Let's watch the video, guys. I hope you like it. The Ningen.
The Ningen. This is a tall humanoid underwater species with whale-like features. It roams the sub-Antarctic oceans. It was spotted in Japan in 2007 and recorded in 2010. Not much is known about this species, its intention, and origin. Be careful when diving in the oceans of Japan, or the Ningen may spot you.
All right, that was the Ningen video. We really hope you like it. But I got something else.
What you got?
I got the actual footage of the submarine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was on TikTok, so I kind of downloaded it. I'll make sure to shout out the person who provided it. So without further ado, the real footage.
Let's watch, guys.
So this is coming from Curiosidades_varias. That's it. So there you have it.
Wow, that was interesting.
Yeah, so you saw it on the right side, how it had like this weird humanoid shape, but it almost looked like a glider.
Could be the Yeti that learned how to swim.
I mean, that's pretty big. That's bigger than a Yeti.
It's bigger?
Yeah, it's way bigger. I mean, this thing was like bigger than boats.
Wow.
So moving on to the next one.
Which one we got?
We're going to the state of Kentucky.
Okay.
All right, so this one is called the Hopkinsville Goblin.
Hopkinsville.
Yeah, Hopkinsville. So it was sighted in Kentucky in the 1950s. Apparently, this goblin is not necessarily a goblin. It's called a goblin because it had goblin-like features, but it's actually an alien.
An alien?
Yeah, so it was originally sighted coming out of a spaceship based on the reports.
Okay.
But the other thing is that it's said to go into. They spotted it in a barn attacking livestock,
And it's green too?
and it's green. So this is one of those little green men stories,
Gotcha.
and you're gonna see that that's a recurring trend, which segues to our headliner today. They rumored that this was a hoax, and that's pretty much it. Kentucky does have some really rich lore
Yeah.
behind certain cryptids. This one is not that strong, but people swear by it.
I got some info here on Wikipedia
Sure.
about it says that the Kelly Hunkinsville encounter, also known as the Hunkinsville Goblin case or Kelly Green Man case, was a claimed close encounter with extraterrestrial beings in 1955 near the communities of Kelly and Hunkinsville in Christian County, Kentucky. United States ufologists regard it as one of the most insignificant and well-documented cases in the history of UFO incidents, while skeptics says the report were due to the effect of excitement and misidentification of natural phenomena such as meteors or owls. In the United States Air Force classified the alleged incident as a hoax in the Project Blue Books files. That's weird,
Interesting, isn't it?
right?
So, Kelly Hopkinsville Goblin. Do you find this to be true or no?
I mean, could be true. Could be an alien.
I find this to be a little more of an alien type thing and not necessarily a cryptid.
Yeah. I think it's more like a UFO thing than yeah. I'm with you in that one. Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of sightings in Kentucky. As a matter of fact, I do have a relative that their family lives in Kentucky, and my brother goes there a lot as well. And he spotted like these strange lights,
Gotcha.
Just weird stuff happening in the sky. And Kentucky's very outside of the actual Louisville area. A lot of it is very farmland
Oh
country.
yeah.
So it's like a brewing ground for a lot of these myths and legends and cryptids and UFO stuff.
There's so
So-
much. There's so much to see over there. Just a lot of farmland and horses.
Yeah. So for your viewing pleasure, the Hopkinsville Goblin.
Bring it on.
The Hopkinsville Goblin, originally sighted in 1955 in Kentucky. It is reported that these goblins are aliens. Reports indicate that these creatures are aggressive, as it was seen attacking livestock on a farm. Be careful when roaming the countryside of Kentucky. The goblins may have an interest in you.
All right, folks, that was it for the Hopkinsville Goblin, the first little green man we've ever spoke of,
Yeah.
and many more to come. So let's look at the next one, which I found interesting. Right,
Yeah.
it's based on the Mississippi River and has some Navajo lore, not Navajo, sorry, Native American lore behind it, and also Illinois has this, but it's
Yeah.
called the Piazza bird.
Piazza.
Piazza. So yes, sighted in Illinois, part of Native American lore. Rumored to have attacked Native Americans.
Wow.
Apparently, it has a weakness that only the Native Americans know about, but it came at a huge price, being that these Native Americans lost a lot of individuals due to this bird.
You know what is the meaning of the of Piazza?
What?
It's the bird that devours man.
Yeah. So, and you got that from? What's your source?
That's Britannica.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
I got some info here. It says the Piazza once terrorized Native American village. Russell claimed killing many warriors before he was slain by the chief Owatoga, who had offered himself as a bait and had 20 warriors with poison arrows what in an ambush for the monster. When the Piazza swooped down to attack Owatoga, it was killed by the barrage of poisoned arrows, saving the tribe. to this story, which Russell attribute all the tribe of the Upper Mississippi and those who have habited the valley of the Illinois, added a vivid description of a cave filled with the bones of all those killed by the Piazza, estimated on the thousands. Wow,
That's a lot.
he killed a lot of people.
So this creature is described as horse body, wings, claws,
Like a chimera.
like a chimera almost. This was really hard to like create an AI because there were so many features that were so different for every body part. I think we did a good job on it. However, it's an interesting cryptid. You know, this is like Island of Dr. Moreau experimental facilities type things. Now, this is rumored to be an extinct animal. In other words, it no longer exists. So I don't know how much of it is true or not. However, I kind of like this one.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have to believe it, but I kind of like it. I like the whole hodgepodge of different creatures assembled to make this one super being. And I like the fact that it's tied into Native American lore. Why? Because they're very spiritual. This
Yeah.
could be a spiritual being or spiritual cryptid, not necessarily, you know, a creature that we can physically touch and feel.
Exactly.
You know, so Piazza bird is viable. I like it. I think it's very real in my mind. That it's not when I say real, I don't mean physically real, but real that this can be one of those spiritual entities that only Native American cultures can really understand
Exactly.
and comprehend. And I'm still trying to figure out what the weakness is.
Apparently poison. They poison.
No, but it's not just the poison. There was a way to kill it.
Oh, that way to kill it.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure that out.
I don't know. Let me search over here, see if I can find
I couldn't figure that out at all. And I went into the fandom, to the wiki sites. You know, it's if it's just plopping up a whole bunch of poison arrows, I mean, sure, but they lost too many people,
Yeah, that was a lot. Thousands of people.
thousands of people based on the lore. And there's a mural.
Yeah.
There's a mural that was discovered, I believe, is in the 1600s.
The painting of the Piazza continues to be a local landmark in Alton, all of the cliff, or all of the cliff of which the original painting appeared was quarried and destroyed during the 21st century. A major restoration occurred in 1990 when it measured about 15 feet wide by 20 feet tall. Wow.
So do you think that this kind of creature could possibly have existed in the past?
Could be. A lot of the Greek legends and there were chimeras that were like animals mixed with other animals, like the Minotaur or the Centaur. Could be a remnants of that era. Could be. You never know. Maybe it was hiding in a cave, so he can maybe has his nest there or something. Could be.
I don't know. This one would be something like creature feature.
Yeah.
You ever seen those horror movies where it's like the creature is like a hodgepodge of things, Frankenstein style?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where is that lab in New York that in the island?
Oh, that's Montauk.
Yeah, they're saying
So-
that they do creatures like that. They create creatures like that over there.
So that's part of the Montauk monster. So they found on the shores of Montauk there's a beach there, I believe, and I don't know if I'm stating that correctly, but there's a beach, and apparently in that beach they found a species that looked like some four-legged creature with a beak, and basically it just seemed very, very not normal in terms of animals that we see on a day-to-day basis. Rumor has it that there's a lab that they experiment with these creatures and they create hybrids of creatures. And again, I think I mentioned this last episode that this was kind of like some of the inspiration behind Stranger Things.
And the island of Dr. Moreau, remember that?
A great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's possible. I don't know if I could 100% buy into it because I mean, when you look at this picture, right? This thing is massive.
It
If I had
is.
to look at it right now and say it has the body of a gorilla, the hinds of some high-speed moving animal, wings that I don't know where it's going to take it because based on its body and its structure, it probably wouldn't be able to fly, right? Unless it has some magic fairy dust, right?
I got a fact here from Google. It says, has a chimera ever been created? The first stable human animal chimera to actually exist, first created by the Shanghai Second Medical University scientists in 2003, the result of having fused human cells with rabbit eggs. So you never know.
I guess we will never know. All right, so moving on, we are going to watch the Piazza Bird AI video short.
Bring it on.
The Piazza Bird. This Native American mythological creature originated in the Mississippi River and is seen in Illinois. This creature is said to be aggressive towards the tribe and attacks have been documented. Murals of the beast still reside. It has been stated that the species is extinct. Or is it?
This is your time.
Really?
It's your favorite time.
Let's see. Let's see.
This is now where we get to speak on the subject you admire the most.
We're gonna speak about the vampire of Mocha, El Vampiro de Mocha.
So yeah, AI did a wonderful job with this one.
I just want to shout out the IT department that we have here. It's really excellent. You know, I was one of the elitist one, and the AI team is really, really good. So shout out to them and our chief of media executive and all the people that work behind the cameras. Thank you
Yes.
for everything.
And the supporters as well, because we get a lot of feedback from them.
Yeah,
You know,
thank
so
you.
a lot of the stuff we do, we move is based on that. But yeah, moving forward, Vampiro de Mocha, the vampire of Mocha.
Yeah, that that's where my son was born, in Mocha.
Oh wow!
There's a good hospital over there.
So why don't you tell us about this cryptid?
Okay. Let's talk about okay. Imagine you are a kid and you wanna play outside, and your mom says, "Be careful because the vampiro de Mocha is loose. They're already seen by Aguadilla, that is close to my town. I'm from Isabela." So imagine that. That's kind of scary thoughts. For a little kid. So that was the thing. He was the predecessor of the chupacabra. So this is before the chupacabra was the vampire of Mocha. And I got some stories here about it. It says the vampire of Mocha, legend, story, or reality. Each country has its legend that have been preserved in history over the years. Whether real or not, the vampire of Mocha resounded from town to town in 1975. The newspaper El Vocero was the first to cover the mysterious bloodsucker. The first case occurred in the town of Mocha on February 25, where animals woke up without blood and with a bite on the neck, like a vampire bite. As the investigator of the mysterious creature continued, news cases with the same description emerged in different parts of the island. On March 27 of that same year, a worker reported that he was attacked by the creature. Let's see what I got here. By the vampire, which he described as a huge gray man bat with a long and fat neck. Investigation aroused from these ordinary events alleged that it could have been a group of performing satanic rituals, voodoo. Later, that the chupacabra emerged. So very interesting.
So, in my slides, cited in Mocha, Puerto Rico in the 1970s, perhaps the original chupacabra, and I put in parentheses Frank. We have an obsession with the chupacabra, huh?
You know,
So it was reported in newspapers like El Vocero, El Diario, and different ones.
yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing.
It was a big deal.
That's the difference that you know, some other places that they have cryptid stuff, they don't even make it to the newspaper. In Puerto
Well, no.
Rico, this one have made it to the
So I'm gonna find it. But many years ago, we used to go to the supermarket, and there was a newspaper magazine that always had the cover of Bat Boy and all these crazy stories about cryptids and just a whole lot of different stuff that typically wouldn't air on regular syndication television and stuff like that. But I'm gonna find that newspaper, and I'm gonna make sure that you guys get a visual peek on it. But in the U.S., we did have one. I think it was called the National Enquirer. That's what it was, the National Enquirer. Yes. So I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna share it with you guys. So this cryptid is just the precursor to the chupacabra. This was his main entry point, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Could it be that there's another species or something? Because they already have variants, right? The U.S. variant is like a dog that's, you know, with fangs that pretty much drain blood, and then you have the one that's the one that we like, which is the alien, the true one.
Maybe this one was a Romanian,
A descendant
Romanian.
so yeah, I liked it. I liked the fact that there was real footage, you know, whether it's documented footage or stories or newspaper clippings, it works. So why don't you send this off?
Yep. Let's enjoy these AI videos, guys. Let's watch it.
El Vampiro de Moca. In 1975, a report of a vampire-like creature attacked a person in the town of Moca in Puerto Rico. A series of livestock killings took place shortly thereafter. Could this be the legendary Chupacabra's first appearance? Or another cryptid that's on the loose in the Enchanted Island? Be on the lookout for the Vampire of Moca.
Wow,
All right, folks.
that was really good.
So for those of you who are on board, tell us what you think about the videos. Post it on the chat, whether you're watching it live or you're watching the recording later on. Let us know how you feel about it. I think that we're making progress. It's getting better. Anyone on the chat?
Yeah, I have a comment here from Corrales. It says that that was related to the Piazza bird. It says that the Piazza bird looks like the griffin.
Yeah. So a lot of mythological creatures can be correlated to this particular bird. The griffin being the main one. You also have something called the manticore, which is like a, if I recall, it's like a lion body with a goat's head, a scorpion tail, or a snake's tail, and it has like these variations. So there's a lot of different mythological creatures that reside, you know, from different, I guess, from different realms. I'm going to call it realms that have this kind of chimeric, you know, structure to them. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
Very interesting.
So, which one was your favorite one this week? Don't be biased.
I mean, I like the Vampiro de Moca a lot, of course, because it's from my Puerto Rico, you know. But I also like the Piazza bird.
For me, the Ningen did it.
You
right?
like it?
And here's why. The Ningen is a species that's one is aquatic. We don't get a lot of aquatic species, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number two, it's been cited, it's been recorded, it's been, you know, documented. Japanese culture do not take things like this lightly.
Yeah.
Right? Even when it comes to discussion on spiritual things like the onis and all that stuff, those things are very very much treated with respect and
Gotcha.
things like that. So yeah.
Very interesting.
So you know what time it is.
What is it? What time is it?
It's time for us to go back up.
They're landing. They're
And
landing.
they're coming. Aliens, folks.
They're about here. They're coming over here. The
They're very
aliens.
real. They're here to invade. And some are even here to help us. So why don't we go in search of aliens?
And search for the alien race.
Anguluk Strat 163. Origins unclear. The species has been to Earth on
So, sticking to the theme of Little Green Men, we found another one. But this time it's not a goblin, right? So let's look at the Ainana.
Ainana.
Ainana, yeah. Also known as Martians.
Those are the
Yeah, so
Oh,
this is where we coined the term Martian. So what's interesting about it is they're from the constellation Gemini. Not much is known about their point of origin, right? But they've been in Mars for over 1,000 years. It seems that these specific alien races, they have business.
Could be.
You know, these guys operate on a different wavelength, but they're harvesting minerals.
They need to feed their people.
So not much is known about them. However, they're the most seen species of aliens all around the world. I mean, 1970s,
Wow.
1960s, there were comic books on little green men with blasters. A movie called Mars Attacks
Mars
came
Attack,
out, right? And there's an obsession with the planet Mars
Yeah.
because there's rumors that that's where we originated from.
They're supposed that they found some pyramids there or something. I don't know if it's true or not, but some structures that have been spotted from satellite pictures and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. So my thoughts on it is that the reported cases of little green men are either aggressive in nature or are based on alien abduction / autopsies type stuff.
Gotcha.
And this one is no exception. Nobody knows if it's part of the Council of Five or if it's part of the race Mitra. We're still trying to figure this out.
So we don't know like which band they are. Like,
Yeah, we don't know where they're affiliated with. But this one is the most common. Typically, when I was working on the AI piece for it, I would have put 2 antennas because that was one of the common things.
Yeah.
But it just looked too weird, and I like this look. You know, I believe that this is just a species that's highly intellectual,
Yeah.
highly technologically versed. We are probably nothing to them, and they're just looking for information and intel gathering.
Could be.
So on to the video.
Let's watch the video, guys. Enjoy.
Ainana, from the constellation Gemini. They are the reason we coined the term Martian. This species is known to be in search of gold-like materials throughout the universe. It is reported that they have a mining operation well over 1,000 years in Mars. This being is known to invade homes and conduct autopsies. Many who have encountered this species have a feeling of unease and despair. They were last sighted in Madagascar in 2003.
Little green men.
Oh, that's nice. Very, very, very nice pictures there.
Yep. So the next one has a story to tell. They're called the Almahuluk, right? But their full name is Almahuluk-Strat-163.
What is the 163 for?
I don't know. Maybe they're the 163rd species on the list.
Could be, right?
But
Oh, it could be their planet.
it could be a location. But I kept it short for Almahuluk I just felt like there was just too much in the writing,
Yeah.
and because I didn't understand the logic for it, I didn't want to keep adding to it, right? But apparently, they've been in Earth for a long time,
Yeah.
and it seems like they had a battle with the reptoids,
Okay.
and they lost, and they had to leave Earth.
According to what I have here, it says they were forced to leave Earth after losing a battle against the reptoids, an ancient Indian date unknown, which they had been visiting for around 200 years. They have resumed their visit to Earth in 1948. Technologically, this is a very advanced race. Their ships are often visible. Uh, they're invisible to radar or human eye, and they wear some sort of clothing that make them invisible as well. Wow. Supposedly they come from Jupiter or from one of his moons. Last sight on Portugal, May 2005. Wow. Very interesting.
So-
Jupiter, huh?
So yeah, so this specific race, kind of inhabited India for the most part. Another fun fact is that they might be responsible for the Hindu culture being created.
Wow.
So now there are ancient texts, right, that talk about different different devices and spaceships called Vimanas, right? And their books
Yeah.
actually portray this as cosmic beings or aliens that did come to Earth and did help. So this is one of the only few religions where they kind of accept and embrace that ideology. You
Even
won't see that anywhere.
in their temples too, they have carvings
Yes.
that looks like they're in on a like type of spaceship or something.
Yep.
That's very interesting.
Yes, it is. But apparently they're a very education-based system, group of aliens. They're highly technological. They're looking for some like gold type resin or mineral that they're looking for. But
Kind of like the Anunnaki.
yeah, so there's this big obsession with gold
Right.
amongst aliens, and at some point the human species will discover what that is. But right now, it remains a mystery for all of us. I like this species. It doesn't tell us if it's part of the Council of Five or if
We
it's
don't
not.
know yet.
We don't really know, but I think that it's a good one. If they were responsible for bringing up a culture such as the Hindu culture, I
That
think
means
it'd
at least they care for humanity, right?
be- Yep. So, without further ado,
Let's watch the video, guys.
to the video scope.
A Mahuluk Strat 163. Origins unclear. This species has been to Earth on several occasions, but in ancient times, they lost the battle to the reptoids in India, which resulted them in leaving Earth until 1948. This race is technologically advanced, and their ships are invisible to radar and the human eye. It is rumored that this species started the Hindu culture. It may also be possible that they originated in the moons of Jupiter. They were last seen in Portugal, May 2005.
Imagine developing helping humanity too, because India is very big. There's a lot of people living
Right.
there. So if they're responsible for that, then it's an amazing alien race.
The next one up is a really cool one.
The Induguk.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this species is known to have moon bases throughout the moon. They use humans as slaves,
Wow.
according to the documentation.
So they
But-
definitely know part of the
But they treat them well.
eternal well.
Yeah, they coined them as indispensable beings.
Oh wow.
So they treat them really well, and basically they're mining for something. We don't know what that is. They keep their stuff very secretive. And what's cool about it is that they have this synthetic, color changing skin that allows them to morph into almost perfectly human formed beings.
Okay.
Right? However, the catch is that they're rumored to be the Men in Black.
Oh wow,
So the guys in suits, these are it.
that's interesting.
However, when you see them in their true form, they're called, their nickname is Tall White.
Tall white.
Yeah, and they have long necks and they look very abstract compared to what we know them to be as Men in Black.
They're definitely like me. I have a very tall neck. You know.
So yeah, so I think this one I love this particular species. If they are part of the Council of Five, it would make sense because if they're Men in Black, they're probably affiliated with the U.S. and therefore, you know, I would buy into that. I don't think they would be involved with the race Matra.
A lot of UFO sightings. When the person like sees something or whatever, then the next day the Men in Black show. So it could be them.
Right.
They don't want the secret to be out there or something.
Right.
I got some info here. It says that probably some stuff that you said, but it says that this race has several bases on and in the moon where they mine for unknown material. We don't know what it is. They use slaves to the most of their work. These slaves are extremely well taken care of, and it seems that they're indispensable. So their operation on the moon are very secretive. They are almost permanent contact with high-ranking officials from.
Folks, we apologize. We had a outage in Central Florida, which is where we're based at, and essentially we just got our power back on. We'll make sure to do the edit afterwards and put it on the actual recording
All together.
as one. But we were watching the Men in Black video of the I can't pronounce it correctly.
You know what's the funny part? We start talking about Men in Blacks, and then we lost the system. That's weird. Some
So, yeah.
conspiracy here going on.
So yeah, so this will be part of our blooper reel
Yeah.
going forward. And I recorded it, by the way. So
We're live. Anything can happen, right?
anything can happen. So let's put you back on the video.
In the gut, also known as the tall white. The origin of this species is unknown. Allegedly, this species has several bases on the moon. They abduct humans and use them as slaves for their mining operations. The operations are unknown and the humans are well taken care of. They have the ability to shapeshift to almost a perfect human form. They are also known as the Men in Black.
All right. So at this juncture, aliens, we are done with the In Search of Aliens section. This was a little bit of a throw off, I guess, because we ran into this situation. But
yeah.
rest assured that when all things fail,
We shall prevail.
Exactly.
right. So, what were your thoughts on this specific race?
I think that a lot of people, like I said earlier, every time there's like a UFO sighting or stuff like that, people see the Men in Black. Some people have reported seeing the Men in Black after the alien encounter or whatever, and they come and they see videos and stuff like that. And hey, it could be them that they don't want their business to be known. You know, could be.
I agree. So this ends our segment for In Search of Aliens. Next up,
We got paranormal.
now when we say paranormal, what do we mean by paranormal?
I think could be something that's not normal. Entities, ghosts,
Things,
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 things.
things that are not normal,
There you go.
things that are abnormal. Because thoughts become things, and sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
But we're not here to talk just about ghosty stuff, right? Just take that into account as we continue to move on to this segment. It's paranormal is just things that are not normal or they're abnormal in nature. And essentially, what we want to do is just put it out there, review some videos, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's go to the paranormal segment.
Let's watch, guys. Paranormal reviews.
So this is where we get to have some real fun, right? We get to watch these videos and kind of give our 2 cents on the issue. I think that it's super important that when we review these videos that we have fun with it. So somebody made a comment.
Somebody made a comment in the chat. Coralie says, the government doesn't want you talking about these things. They're on to you guys. Yeah, you're
That's
right.
good. They're paying attention to us.
Yeah, probably we're in there.
You know what they say, right? Don't draw too much attention. Right?
Yeah.
You gotta be careful. So let's watch the first video
Let's watch.
and share your thoughts.
Flash is on. Alright, let's take a look.
What do you think's in there?
I don't know. I guess that.
So that first video was from Gateway to Hell House. Let's watch it one more time.
Yep.
Flash is on. Alright, let's take a look.
What do you think's in there?
I don't know. I guess that.
So you saw how that thing just bolted?
You see those shining eyes?
Yeah. In the daytime like that.
Yeah, that's
The
weird.
light, there was light peering into it. So I found it kind of creepy. Is that the kind of stuff I would do? Absolutely not.
But you see the wood door at the beginning, kind of like if they keeping something,
from coming out.
exactly.
So why would you want to look in? That's my point.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, and that's the problem. I don't want to be the cat.
No.
Yeah, I thought this was a really cool video. I think that, is it believable? Probably not. It was probably somebody in there. But there are instances where stuff like that does happen and it looks more authentic than this.
Could be.
What I did find interesting, though, if you look at the video, the person is walking and then he just zooms right in. So that's what really makes me feel a little bit like I might believe it, I might not. Like I'm on the fence here. But let's watch it one more time and let's see.
Flash is on. Alright, let's take a look.
What do you think's in there?
I don't
So
know.
watch when they zoom in. Right now, boom.
Hmm.
You know, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool, but I don't want to be there. Not for a second.
So, true or not true? What do you think?
Could be somebody in there. I don't know. Could be a big animal. Maybe they put a bear in there. I don't know.
Yeah, a bear would probably break through that wall.
Really? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think so. But I'm gonna give it a pass. I'm gonna believe in it. But let's go on to the next one.
Let's watch it.
You okay? What the hell? What the f is going on here? There ain't nobody there. Miss? Hello?
Watching that again, as Mark walks towards the car, you can hear what sounds like a woman crying.
You okay?
When he looks closer, there's no one in or around the car.
What the f is going on here? There ain't nobody there. Miss? Hello?
Despite only
So this one was from All Spooky Horror, right? And what took place there is, what the individual is at a cemetery is recording. He hears a loud scream, walks towards the car. There's no one there. but it sounded like the person's there. This is so believable on so many levels. There are situations where you hear something and it's like right on your earlobe, and you look around and there's nothing there.
Nobody.
This is very common. I buy it. I like it. All in all, I think that this is the stuff that really creeps people out. You know, because some people have auditory phobias, right? Where they hear something and they're like, "Oh, what was that?" Right? This is one of those things.
I always heard from old people that if you ever heard a voice calling your name, never answer.
That's kind of true,
Never.
especially if it's a skinwalker.
Yeah, you see?
Do chupacabras call names?
Could be. Oh, the vampiro de Mocha.
All right, so video 3.
The dogs are ready for bed. It's just a peaceful night here. Get ready to go to bed myself. What the fuck is that? What? Oh, God! Fuck!
Alright, tell me I'm on fucking crack. Every time I turn off the light, there's like a shadow there. Watch. You see that? What the fuck? What the fuck? Tell me I'm not on fucking crack, dude. Hell no. What the fuck, dude? I'm out of here. Ma.
Why? Coming through the kitchen here. Say hi, Bernard. He never lets me talk. And then I see that. And this is the third time I've come through, and this is exactly how I've seen them. 3 times now.
What is that? Who are you? I'm not gonna hurt you. Leave my.
When that happened in your house, you need to put a
So
for
this
sale
one-
for sale sign.
So this one was really good, right? Because shadow people, in my opinion, are real. You know, that's why a lot of people sleep with the light on.
Yeah.
I think they're the reason. One, it looks very authentic. 2, that creeps anyone out. I don't care how tough you are, how much of a non-believer you are. You could probably make 100 excuses. You're still gonna strike fear in you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like this one. And the one with when he turns into the sofa and there's like 2 people sitting there.
Two
That's-
heads, like
2 heads, yeah.
right?
So, that's crazy.
That's when you have to put a for sale sign to your house and move from town.
So, folks, leave your lights on. That's all I'm gonna say. Just leave your lights on. So, segue. Ghost. Should we do a full piece on Ghost?
We can. I mean, well, we can. We have to go a little bit deeper, though.
No, of course. We're talking like really digging into it.
Yeah.
So for those of you who watch this video live or later on, let us know your thoughts. We'll try to figure out
Yeah.
how to really create some content that we can share. That's
We can start moving some, stuff here and there with our paranormal research team, and maybe get some more information about haunted places and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
Awesome.
that place, the Devil Chair.
well, we have work to do.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more to show, and eventually we're gonna move on to live footage.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So today's segment, the headliner,
The headliner.
I called it "It's a Small World," because we spoke about little green men, we spoke about Martians, but today we get to talk about
The Nemerigar.
the Nemerigarf. That's from Wyoming.
Whale.
They're like a pygmy tribal species.
Okay.
Then you have duendes from Mexico.
Duendes.
You have fairies. Believe it or not, fairies can be evil.
And
then
other small invaders.
other small invaders, right? Hobbits. By the way, hobbits, right? National Geographic actually made an article, and they made the cover of the magazine, that there is they found what they, I guess, found was, or so discovered was, a species of human that is small like a hobbit.
Wow.
And it actually made it about 10, 15 years ago. I'll get the details. But I just want to make conversation about the little things, right?
Yeah, man.
Smaller cryptids and mythological creatures. But before I say anything, I just want to really make mention. We're talking about mythological creatures. We're not talking about little people in the real world. So for those of you who are watching, please, we're not here to create any kind of direct attack. We're just
Exactly.
strictly relating this to cryptids, folklore, and legends.
Fairy tales, stuff like that.
Exactly. So, so let's go on to our creepy segment.
Creepy comforts.
Fairies, pygmies, duendes, and hobbits. Tales are told about these mythical creatures. They are kind, caring, and hold an allure to them. But what if I told you they are not what they appear to be? These creatures are primal, mischievous, and potentially evil. These cryptids are seen in different parts of the world, and their lore differs as well. Tales have been told of encounters with these creatures, and it being an unpleasant experience. It appears that these creatures have something to protect and will stop at nothing to do so. Also, their appearance is not depicted in fairy tales, as they are downright frightening. What you are about to see are some videos of these creatures. Enjoy. It appears that there's a small being inside the hole of the tree. Please observe. This kid is playing at home when a small creature stands up and runs out to the far left. A man in the woods is recording what appears to be a small humanoid type creature. Watch as the camera zooms in. A woman in the fields records what appears to be a fairy. In this video, a group of little people are communicating and sharing something. Please observe. Small, hairy humanoid creature was spotted in the woods. Observe as the creature is looking at the camera. Apparently, it seems that he notices that someone's watching him. We hope you enjoyed the videos. Now let's talk about it.
All right. The little people.
Nice.
All right. Pygmies, elves, duendes, and fairies.
Very
right?
interesting.
So, when you look at old movies, they're portrayed as benevolent creatures that are there to help you, guide you on your fantastic journey, right? But there are grim tales of these specific types of mythological or cryptid creatures.
Remember that movie, Legend?
Oh yeah, that's with Tim Curry and Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that was. They had some few. There was a ferry. There was a ferry in that movie, right?
Yeah, yeah. So they're portrayed and appear very whimsical, magical, good doers, right? But the reality is that a lot of it is not true,
Hmm.
right? They don't appear anything but beautiful, right? They don't. They're not that. Um, Especially the pygmies, they're portrayed as very primal, very protective of their space. They don't want to be bothered. They're not there to be your friends or anything like that, and they can be aggressive based on the
Like
the repo-
territorial.
yeah, they're very territorial. From what I understand, elves, fairies, those kind of cryptids that fall into the realm of what we call today fantasy,
Fantasy.
right? They're tricksters, right? They try to lure you into some kind of trap or some kind of, situation where you're entrapped for reasons that we to this day don't know,
Gotcha.
right? And then of course you have your hobbits, and duende species, which they roam around. People go into these crazy panic attacks when they see them, as you saw in the video.
On my way here, I saw some duendes.
Oh, they're in front of my house.
Yeah.
So that we have gnomes everywhere. So yeah, I kind of buy into it. Do I believe? I believe there is a species of perhaps prehistoric species of human that might have been very small in relations to,
Could be.
in relations to us, right?
I myself, I'm not that big. I'm like 5'4".
No, I mean, but these guys are very small. We're talking inches in height,
Yeah.
right? What's the world's smallest human being today?
I remember there was a guy in South America who was like 3 feet tall. I think it was.
No, there's somebody smaller than that.
Smaller
Used to
than
be in
that?
Salvador Gigante. Used to do the whole
Yeah,
Bee
that
Gees
one.
dance.
I think this.
No, I think he was smaller than that.
Let
Man.
me see.
Notice how I did the
Yeah,
Staying Alive, the Bee Gees, because that's he used to wear a Bee Gees suit and dance, right?
He was a great dancer.
But there has to be a record of it.
Let me see. Let's find this on Google.
Because
Smallest.
everybody says there was a circus.
Oh wow! It's like Google is listening to us. Look.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see what I got here.
We're looking into it to see who we find.
Okay. This is. I don't know why it's bringing me.
Look
to
up when you look it up. Look up smallest man in history. I'm just curious, because the way they portray these entities is as like inches and centimeters in height. Like for example, fairies, they're not that big.
Okay, right here it says according to the Guinness World Record, Chandra Bahadur Danji, 1939 to 2015 of Nepal, is the shortest man in recorded history. 21.5 inches, 54.6 centimeters. Danji broke the previous record held by Gul Muhammad in 1957 and 1997, who was
10 inches.
one feet 10 inches. Yeah.
Okay, so that tells you something. That means
Wow.
that there is precedent for this, even though this is presented as an anomaly because it could be a medical condition,
Mhm.
right? You have what they call that dwarfism.
Yeah.
I mean, being respectful of the individuals that are small, they call them little people, right? But this is way beyond that. That's a lower grade in the spectrum of size, right?
Wow, it's very small.
Yeah. So I believe this is possible. I don't know if fairies, right, are a thing, but I believe like duendes,
Could be.
it's possible because that's something that's been locally in Mexico. That's a big deal. People freak out when they see this all the time. I wouldn't necessarily relegate it to something fantasy based, but rather there might be people who are smaller than we give, and maybe we haven't explored the world enough to see what's out there. There may be a small species. I mean, look what happened with National Geographic, right?
Yeah, they could be hiding.
They found a small species and they called them hobbits.
Yeah.
In another country, and I don't remember what country it was, but they found them.
What about that tribe, the pygmies? They're small too, right?
Pygmy, the word pygmy, I'm using it as a broad spectrum word, where it's like they can be a tribe, a Native American tribe. This specific one, the what was it we called it? The Nemengar.
Mm-hmm.
You have it there.
I got it right here.
The
Nimerigar.
The Nemerigar, right? They're from Wyoming, and essentially they were a tribe, but they were abnormally small. And by abnormally small, we're not talking about like almost a foot in height.
Wow.
They weren't that big, right? But again, this is lore, right? Versus the reality of it. We've seen small people, historically, even like in the freak shows.
Yeah.
Many years ago, the Ringling Brothers Barnum Bailey Circus.
Yeah.
Before that, it was called the P.T. Barnum people.
The fairs.
They had the smallest guy in the world, right? Tom Thumb, I think is what they used to call him, right? So, do I buy this? Absolutely. I think that there's some truth to it. I think that if the lore is real, they're not going to be as nice as you think. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are that, there's small people out there, I mean, could be maybe they something in the gene or something, and they grew up all together in a place, and they form a tribe, and they just live under the radar. You know what I mean? Could be. You never know. I mean, now about fairies and stuff, that's a little bit unbelievable. But some people that have been lost in the forest and stuff, they got stories that they have seen fairies, and they have helped them like get to safety and stuff like that. I don't know.
So,
Creepy comforts.
Something that I found interesting. I thought I'd share. Yeah. I could just imagine like just in the jungles, right?
Yeah.
Just roaming the jungle by myself and just a whole bunch of little guys with spears.
Imagine that, right?
Yeah, they use that. This is what you're gonna hear.
We're here.
But would you imagine one of those like those creatures? They're like running the street. They're so small, but they have this really deep.
Could be. Remember that movie, The Leprechaun?
Yeah.
That guy was scary, man.
Yeah, no, it is. That's I believe his name is Warwick Davis. He
Yeah.
did Willow. He became the guy that did.
That was a great movie. Those leprechauns were scary, man. The
Yeah,
old
yeah.
ones were the better.
But yeah, so I think overall, in spite of the power outage throughout Central Florida,
We apologize for that, guys.
Yeah, we definitely do. It was overall a great
Yeah.
presentation. There'll be a lot more to come.
You mean,
And,
more power outage or?
Yeah, that too. That too. And yeah, I think that the next episode, which is 2 weeks from now, we're gonna be presenting new material.
Yep.
And we're recording these sessions anyways while we're doing the live stream. So anything we miss, we're probably gonna compact it and just.
Gotcha.
You could always defer to the recording. Yeah. So enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day, folks.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, guys, and we really support our troops, and thank you for your effort, and thank you for your service.
So enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk in 2 weeks.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Peace out.